Like that? There you go. Welcome. It's time for our service this afternoon or this morning. Invite you to take your seats. Welcome. My name is Debbie McDonald, and I'm a practitioner here at Seaside, and I do have your morning invitation for you today. But first of all, I'd like to set the tone for our service and invite our practitioner, David Kennedy, who will be holding the light for us, to come on out. Thank you, David. Well, have you heard we are 25 years old here at Seaside? Yes, so we've been doing good in the world for 25 years, and we hope to continue to do that for who knows how long more, 25 plus. But we have a couple of events around that, and one of them is our Silver Circles. We have a 25-year Silver Circle activity that's going on, membership program, and there's some women in the family room who you can see after service who will tell you all about it, but it's an opportunity to be part of our 25-year anniversary. There's opportunity for Paver in the Garden, for some tickets to the gala, and some other great things, so be sure to see those ladies and be part of that. The other thing that's happening this week that's big is our spring classes are kicking off. They're underway. It's time for all of our spring education. We do have an education table in the family room just over to the right here. You can go over there and see all the offerings, but I want to mention just a few. First off, we have Reverend Tammy Mars, who is doing our visioning class, so if you're wanting to vision for anything in your life, that is a great place to learn how to do that and use that tool. And Reverend Tammy will be teaching on Monday evenings. Also, if you're fairly new to religious science or science of mind, we have our foundations class, which is being offered by Reverend Lori in the daytime right now. So it starts this Thursday. It's a day class. So if that's something that works in your schedule, I invite you to be part of that. We have some enrichment classes coming up as well. One of them is the Love Fest of the Soul with Linda Light, who is one of our practitioners and a master yoga teacher. She'll be teaching you all sorts of ways through yoga poses, breathing, some experimental exercises to open your heart to the divine love. So that's a wonderful opportunity to be with Linda and practice some yoga. Also, there'll be a new science and spirituality class starting on the 25th. And just a reminder that Dr. Leo Fishbeck's ongoing Quest class is taking a short break and will start up again on May 8th. But be sure to visit the education table for all of that. Our Prac students, our Prac 2 students are doing a workshop, offering a workshop as part of their internship as they move into practitionership, which is coming up very soon for them here in June. But they were up there working on the labyrinth yesterday. If you haven't seen it, it is beautiful. And they are offering, yes, it's gorgeous. And they are offering a complimentary workshop next Sunday around the labyrinth, so come and be part of that. Also next Sunday is Earth Day, and our Seaside Sisterhood is sponsoring a wonderful Earth Day event, and I'm going to invite Eve Simmons to come up and tell you a little bit more about that.
Hi. I'm so honored and excited to be here to bring this presentation to Seaside. I was a wildlife guide at the San Diego Zoo. I was trained by Al Gore. I've been speaking on the environment for decades. The earth needs us. You guys are the heroes and angels. The best minds on the planet have said we can do this. So please join us next Sunday after second service to celebrate Earth Day together. Thank you.
Yay. And we also have Reverend Fran to tell us a little bit about what's going on with the music ministry.
Hello, everybody. How are you? Listen, did you guys, some of you were here, I have to wear these, I guess. Were some of you here to hear the Easter celebration, the choir? Well, the choir, it got so inspired, you know, we planted some seeds a year ago, about doing something when they're downtime, and their downtime is right about now before graduation, and then we have a talent show, blah, 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 but they don't sing during the summer, and they said, well, we want to do something that's fun, and they said, how about a choir cookbook? So Reverend Fran, being the Reverend I am, why don't we expand a little bit more and see what we can do? Well, the team leadership evolved. There's some girls with aprons on. Anita, will you stand? There's a girl with an, is there any more apron ladies? There's a few more apron ladies. Stand up, stand up, stand up. And these ladies will be in the family room talking to you about the cookbook that the choir wants to publish. It's because we're cooking, see? We're a cooking choir. That's what it is. And so some of that, the proceeds from the sale in the fall will help to defray some of the music expenses that we incur, that, you know, old worn-out chords, blah, blah, blah. Are you playing me off? I know. I won't budge. But listen, stop for 1 minute. The website, or whatever that is, the email, see recipes for Seaside Cookbook at Gmail. 2 recipes from each person in this congregation. You will have your name published, and you are going to see a beautiful, beautiful cookbook. It's a way to interact, promote loving spirit and support from all the ministries. So I'm hoping that you'll participate, and that's it.
To you about is today's celebration. Today is the dedication of our celebration garden, which is, yes, absolutely beautiful. It is voted one of the #1 places to be married here in North County, and it's just gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, and today we have the deputy mayor, we have the county supervisor, we have ribbon cutting, there's food, there's celebration, so please stay afterwards and join us in the garden for that lovely, lovely family Seaside celebration. And I'd ask you at this time to stand and greet your neighbor. And please remain standing for the congregational song.
All right, please remain standing. So we're going to sing, How Can I Serve Today, Sweet Spirit? How can I serve that? All right, here we go. How can I serve today, sweet spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I serve today, sweet spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today, sweet spirit? Who needs my love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. I share today, sweet Spirit? Where must I share today? Oh Lord, speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I serve today, sweet Spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. All right. Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
sounded good up there. Hey, good morning, Seaside. Hey, what a joy it is to be here with all of you on this exciting day, our 25th anniversary. Congratulations to all of us. We have made it. And I see a special crowd here, those that have been part of this community for a long time in an intimate way. And I want to invite any of our past board presidents that are here to stand so we can just say thank you for your wonderful leadership over the time. We have got Robin Mitchell, we got Sandy Atkinson, and we got Jim Coleman, who just happens to be my private corporate pilot who took me out to Prescott last week and brought me back. Also, what I'd like to do is invite any of the past board members that have served over the years to please stand so we can just say thank you to this wonderful, wonderful crew. My goodness, look at this team that has blessed this community. We have been divinely guided through love. Each one of these individuals gave at least 3 years and have just been here to assist us. And so it's an exciting day. A day, 12:30, we're going outside. County supervisor is going to be here reading a proclamation for Seaside and the good we're doing, just celebrating our celebration gardens. And Seaside, I want us to understand, has been based on spirit. It has been spirit-led. It has been a spiritual family and community that welcomes whoever may walk through our doors, no matter where one may be on their spiritual path, that this is a loving, affirming spiritual community without judgment that just says you are welcome here to grow with us, to celebrate with us, to be in pain. We're here, we're here, we're here. And so it's been based on spirit, and to continue to take us deeper, I'd like to invite practitioner Brian Atkins.
Please join me in the silence. I know that God is all there is. And I know that God is right here, right this very moment, here at Seaside. Each of us is that divine expression of God. Like the colors of the rainbow, each of us is that divine expression, expressing in our own uniqueness. And I give thanks in advance in knowing that each of us today receives exactly that which we are here for. As the words flow forth from Reverend Christian Sorensen's lips, each of us is touched. Each of us shifts in consciousness. And we in turn go out into the world and touch others. And consciousness shifts throughout the world. And so I simply turn this time over to the hands of God and know that it is perfect. And so it is.
I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's loving. Stand with me, agree with me. We're all a part of God's loving. It is in love that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I'm glad you're in my life. I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's loving. Stand with me, agree with me. We're all a part of God's loving. It is in love that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I'm glad you're in my life.
Oh, thank you, Reverend Fran, for singing us in so beautifully, and practitioner Brian Atkins for praying us in so beautifully. What a sacred space to begin today with. So good morning. I'm Reverend Christina Tillotson, and I get to welcome you, especially if you are new to us today. So if you're new today, thank you so much for shining your light with us today. Here at Seaside, as Dr. Christian said, we honor all paths. We're a new thought, ancient wisdom, philosophy. And last night I was at a Bach cantata concert at a big, huge Presbyterian church, and someone said, well, are you Christian? And I said, well, we're inclusively Christian. We're inclusive, and we're inclusive of all of the world's great philosophies and spiritual paths and all of that wisdom that comes from them. And so if you're new today, we welcome you. We invite you, if you don't have a welcome packet already, to pick one up at the table, which is right by the door in the back, and in that you will find all kinds of goodies, including a gift certificate for a free book at the bookstore, so please go take advantage of that. So here at Seaside, we teach the ancient wisdom and the new thought tools to change your thinking and change your life. And as you change your thinking and change your life, it contributes to a world that works for everyone. And we do that through our Sunday services and our classes. And it's my honor to introduce Bob Schreiber, who wrote a very beautiful poem at the end of Dr. Christian's most recent Foundations class about some of those tools.
Good morning.
We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. T.S. Eliot. I used to stumble on this path and embrace my own wrath when things went south, but now from this mouth I don't mistake this beautiful mystery or get hysterical when I recount my own history. Before I knew I had a choice, before I recognized that still small voice, I would do exactly this motion, like a child's ear to a shell, trying to hear the ocean. Or maybe I'd climb a mountain and in my manliest pitch yell out to God, "Show yourself, you son of a..." Searching, 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 running. Eventually, with lots of trial, lots of error, traveling many miles, self-inflicting some terror. In time, my mind started to get some latitude, and my heart opened, releasing some gratitude, some expansion, like a hut to a mansion. With meditation, contemplation, some mental, emotional excavation, I learned a few things. Tragedy is not found in death. It's if we don't know how to live. It's not all about what I have. It's more about what I have to give. The winds of God's grace are always blowing. It's a matter of raising the sails to get on going. We contain multitudes, so I laugh now if I ever think I'm through. My purpose is to recognize the unity, realize I'm grateful for the you in me, and release with ease the fear. It flees, and I feel peace. Capiche? I'm not the ocean, but the ocean in the drop. I'm okay with hitting bottom, but my attention is on the top. This passion, it burns, and this soul, it yearns to be the greatest it can be, from sea to soil, from lukewarm to boil. Jesus, Emerson, and Buddha, I tell myself, don't let them elude you. We're made up the same, using all the tools we got in this game. God is another name for infinite intelligence. To achieve relevance, I thought I had to be clever. Now I'm just me, and I'm like, it's all good, baby. Whatever. So now I'm here. I've always been now, and I've always been here. The now is where I operate from. I don't think of the next place I have to run. With absolute choice, I found my voice with a capital V or a capital T when I see thee, you, and all that we do. Motivated by love, I discover the ever-flowing treasures from the above, which is really here and everywhere. My life reflects, and I don't reject the splendor and the glory, the gratitude. So even knowing all of that, I still may stumble and be less than humble, but the brilliant blaze of pure potentiality enlightens me nightly, and more I see and choose rightly. And sometimes I dream and see what I've done or will do. I've bled the blood of every race, color, and creed. I've conquered worlds, triumphed and failed, sown many a seed. I've walked across the surface of the sun. I ran and again will run on Saturn's rings and sing the songs no one with a human voice has sung. I'll dance till I hit Andromeda and meet some of my old friends there, pulling off these masks, everything I'll bear. Macro, micro, molecular, atomic, nuclear, subnuclear. The oneness is overwhelming, and I see it in all. To truly realize this oneness and share it, I choose that to be my call. In conclusion, ending this rambler's rambling, I'm just thankful. That's the gist. It's standing in an open field with one tree on a sunny day, just staring and being present, being one with that sway. None of this is complex. It's not some cosmic quiz. It's just those four little words that I know you all know. And so it is. Thank you.
Wow, what a testimonial for classes, and is our future in good hands or what? And if you're in that 20 to 30 age range group and you want to go out and celebrate with each other, see Samantha in the back. They're going out today from what I'm told. So let's go into prayer. Just breathing into that light and that love and that wisdom that Bob so beautifully wrote about. That wisdom, that allness, that perfection of spirit that is through and as all of its creation. There is no place where it is not. That one that I call God, and it doesn't matter what it's called, but it is that light, that love that is throughout all of its creation, from the tiniest atom to the farthest galaxy. It is all one. It is all God. It is all absolutely perfect divine order, perfect bliss, perfect joy, perfect perfection. And that one is who I am right here and right now, and each beautiful spirit here is a perfect expression of that light, that love, that joy, that abundance, that peace, that bliss of spirit sitting right here and right now at Seaside in this amazing, beautiful spiritual community.
And so I am knowing that out of this sacred time together, that oneness that is through and as all of creation just bubbles up from the cells of each soul right here and right now, bubbling up in love and light and joy, going out into this community and this country, into this world, just surrounding it with that light, that love, that perfection, that joy, that creativity of spirit through and as all of its creation. And so I'm just so, so grateful for this sacred time together, for this knowledge of that spirit within, and for it flowing out to all of creation as the truth right here and right now. As I release this word to the sacred soil of the law, knowing that it is now done in perfect love, perfect joy, and perfect peace. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning again. How are you now? I'm feeling peaceful. I'm feeling very peaceful. Thank you for that wonderful poetry reading. And Dr. Christina, your prayer is beautiful. We have a wonderful first-time guest. Drove down from Los Angeles or Venice this morning, and that means, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. type of situation. Traffic is light, though, I have to tell you. And we love her very much. I've had several conversations with this young lady. Some of the ministers went to a gathering in Vancouver and heard her up there, and they absolutely just, chatted about Marianne Lewis. She is an assistant director of the Agape International Choir in Culver City. That's a big job. That's a big job. And works with the Agape Children's Choir. Marianne travels to spiritual centers with her ministry of soulful music, workshops, and prayer. She is a practitioner, an all-around lover of God, dedicated to raising the love vibration on the planets. And I have to tell you, she's got some CDs. So support her, not only with your applause, but a couple dollars or so. Would you please welcome Marianne Lewis to our stage.
Thank you, Fran. You are just a blessing. And this community is a blessing. Thank you all for having me here. I really feel the love, so I'm just really grateful to be here. So I'm here to share with you. This is an original song. And it actually was written in the bathtub through me. But I had been going through classes as well, and that was an amazing poem, so thank you. And it's just all about transformation. It's all about letting go, rising up, and being the new me. So it's called You Must Be Talking About the Old Me. Out on the bend, I bumped into a friend from long time ago. He started talking, didn't know I'd been walking down a different road. He said, I remember you, all you used to do. I know what kind of girl you are. I smiled in his eyes, kind of caught him by surprise, and said, from the truth, you are so far. You must be talking about the old me. That don't define me no more. I've been set free. Yeah, yeah, you must be talking about the old me. Just a stepping stone on my way to the throne. You must be talking about a past life. I remember those days deep in my strife. You must be talking about the old me. Just a stepping stone on my way back home. Yeah, yeah. Got a call from my family last fall, all gathered around. They began to chat, unaware I hang my hat on a higher ground. Still crazy, we can see, ain't got no pot to pee. Your world is such a mess. I laugh down inside as I realize there's a truth I must confess. Oh yes, you must be talking about the old me that don't define me no more. I've been set free. Yeah, yeah, you must be talking about the old me, just a stepping stone on my way to the throne. You must be talking about a past life. I remember those days down in my strife. You must be talking about the old me, just a stepping stone on my way back home. Take it, baby. I can hardly recall events of my past. Once you know they don't touch you, they never last. The madness we carry starts slipping away when you join in a new day, a new way. What you got? I can hardly recall events of my past. Once you know they don't touch you, they never last. The madness we carry starts slipping away when you join in a new day, a new way. You must be talking about the old me that don't define me no more. I've been set free. You must be talking about the old me, just a stepping stone on my way to the throne. You must be talking about a past life. I remember the days. Woo, I remember those days. You must be talking about the old me, just a stepping stone on my way, just a stepping stone on my way, just a stepping stone on my way back home. I am home right now, right now. Thank you.
Hey, that is Marianne Lewis. Welcome to Seaside. We've been waiting for you. It's about time you found your way down south. All right. Woo. Last time I heard her singing was the International Conference in Vancouver a couple months ago in Vancouver, the whole movement of religious science. So how fun. You're here at Seaside, rocking this house and just blessing us on this day of celebration. Woo. All right. Hey, it looks like I'm talking about prayer made simple. Okay, I got to tell you, for me, the simplest kind of prayer I can come up with is walking along the beach when the sun is out and the body's just feeling good, or going in the ocean and catching some waves and just connecting with Spirit. To me, that is about the best way I can pray. My whole body just resonates in that wonderful field of feel good. Yeah? Okay, now, what I've also come to realize is I can't carry that ocean around in my back pocket and just kind of roll it out, boom. Maybe in consciousness I can't imagine that. But what I've come to recognize, that is the feeling that I want to get to when I begin to do my prayers. When I step into that alignment with Spirit, I want it to be, doesn't matter where it is I am. The truth is, God is infinite. That means I need to step into that field of a resonance of Spirit so I can feel that whether I'm sitting in the tire shop waiting for my tire to be repaired. It doesn't matter. Now, Ernest Holmes, he's the founder of religious science. And he writes in his book, in the chapter on prayer, that most people who believe in God believe in prayer. But it's how you believe in God that determines your prayer. And you take a look at how some people believe in God is like this judgmental, wrathful person sitting up there keeping track on you. How can you begin to surrender and trust and let go to something like that that you know is not happy with you? It just doesn't work that way. George Bernard Shaw says, most people don't pray, they beg. It's like, God, come on, God, you got it, I don't, give it up. But I got to tell you something about religious science is that we believe that, Spirit is moving right here, right now in this moment, and it is not withholding, and that it is loving, it is caring. There is an order, there is a life force. It is the first all-initiating, first cause that sent it all in motion, that which created us, is not looking to destroy us or impact us, and that I need not go to God to convince that life force that is outside with my problem-provoking prayer to respond to what it is I want. If I can come up with the realization that God is infinite in everything and I am one with this, that there's only one mind, and that is the mind of God, and that mind is perfect, and that mind is my mind now, boom. It can be that simple. It can be that easy as walking along the beach when I have that understanding of what spirit is, which is why we continue to work on what is spirit to you. You know, what is that? You know, this concept is not new to New Thought. We were talking ancient wisdom, as Dr. Christine was saying. You know, the Gitas talk about, or Krishna is trying to teach Arjuna, that God is the beauty in beautiful, is the strength in strong, is the wisdom in wise. It is that. And I have got to come to know what that is. That's what makes my prayer simple. It's what makes my prayer easy, to come to know what spirit is. So what I would do in my classroom sometimes is I wheel out this big whiteboard. And I take a black pen and I draw a little black dot right on the middle of the blackboard. And I say this little dot on this big, vast whiteboard represents the human consciousness. From the beginning of time, and all that the human being has acquired in its knowledge is in that black dot. And then I ask the group to contemplate the big whiteboard and see how large that is. Can you see that? Good, all right. You guys are working there. Then I have them step back and say, now look at this whiteboard in the sanctuary. Look how small that whiteboard is in comparison to the sanctuary. Now think of that little black dot in the middle of the whiteboard in the sanctuary. And I go, whoa. And then what I do is usually at night we go outside and we look up at all the stars in the night sky and say, and God is all of that also. It is vast, and all we know is in that little dot. But let us not forget that that dot is in the vastness of it all, that we have potential of it all. That limited expression of God is moving right here. And when I begin to recognize the mystical connection, I may not intellectually know it all, but I can have access to it all. And, you know, you may be thinking I'm making this up, but the physicists are trying to mathematically prove this. You know, the astrophysicist Stephen Hawking, probably one of the brilliant minds on our planet. He said, mysticism is for people who don't like math. You can get there with your heart and your soul and your spirit. You can begin to connect with the vastness of it all when you begin to surrender to that place. And what I've come to realize, not everybody wants to be this great mystic. Not everyone wants to climb the tallest mountain that is out there, scale the heights of spiritual exploration. But I've also realized that there is nobody who still wants to wander around lost in the fog of the bogs of this world. There's something inside of us that is stirring and stretching and wants to know, and you get to know it inside. Prayer made simple is you go to that place and you get to that resonant field that it just feels so good, like you're walking on the beach, you're walking the mountains, you're flying above the clouds, that place where it's just, there is a field, a vibration where you just feel okay. That is prayer made simple. We call it affirmative prayer. You know, we call it spiritual mind treatment. And we say not all treatments, not all prayers are treatments, but all treatments are prayers. Because some prayers are the begging. Some prayers are the beseeching. Ours is a scientific affirmative approach to articulating one's awareness to that place where they can feel that divine vibration. You know, you get there a lot of times with the silence also. There was this university professor. He took a trip over to India with his wife. And his first trip over there, he noticed there was this one guy, this probably a sadhu, you know, Hindu religious guy, who just sat there all day. He just sat. Just nothing else. He just sat right there all day doing nothing. After a few days, it finally got the best of him. So he went up to this guy and asked him, you know, why do you just sit there all day? And the guy spoke perfect English. And he said, well, in my belief, we believe in reincarnation, that we had many lives coming into this world, and there's going to be many lives after this one, and I'm just choosing to sit this one out. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, whatever your choice is. But just because you're sitting and not speaking doesn't mean it's quiet inside. We talk about going into the quiet. And just because your mouth is shut doesn't mean it's quiet. That is where the spiritual work comes in. But as you learn to quiet that mind, you begin to open up to the possibilities, what begins to percolate, what begins to stir, what you begin to feel and sense that is beyond articulation. You begin to know that there's something greater than what is in this world, and it's not about going to some outside something for help, but to realize I am part of this vastness, and it's embracing that good feeling that allows it to show up in my world, that I can be freed. I listen to people talk about their soul when they die, they free. It's like there used to be a drink called 7-Up or Bubble Up. They envision when they die, their soul bubbles up, boom, out it goes, pops up. The SFS is out, and they're good forever and ever. And it's like, do you really think you need that second and ever? Isn't the first forever good enough for you? Yeah. But what is happening is Spirit is continuously showing up in our life in a new way in this now moment. This is the moment. And as I sit in that place, the Proverbs 46, I think it's verse 10, it says, be still. Yeah, then what? Be still and know. Well, know what? Be still and know that I'm God. Be still and know that I'm God. When you come to know that, then what comes through you is this new expression. And this new expression isn't so new, even though we're in this new age. And what I've realized about this new age era we're in is that it's not so new. It's probably middle age, and it definitely needs a workover, a do-over, or it needs a facelift or something by now, because I was born and raised in Hollywood, and for 50 years I've been hearing these conversations going on. There is an aliveness, there is an exploration and consciousness that has been taking place. And what I've realized is that there are more, if you go down PCH from Carlsbad to Del Mar right now, you will find more yoga centers, meditation places, whole foods, natural foods, healing art centers, and you'll find gas stations out there. There is something that is stirring in our culture, and the beauty of this, or the radicalness of this, is it has given us a new language. It has given us a language in the last half century that we can begin to explore the different domains of consciousness. It has allowed us to move into different dimensions or mansions of consciousness and have a conversation with people of like mind, as opposed to just sitting around and going, yeah, I know what you mean, It's all of a sudden we can move in and find the relevancy, and there is almost a subculture that is more prevalent now than it has been in the past 50 years of the healers and the intuitives and the psychics and all these individuals, because there is an emergence that is going on and a breaking free, if you would, of old trances. The old way of having to pray to something outside. What is happening is individuals are breaking away and choosing their own spiritual path. They are freeing themselves from their religious upbringing from birth. And not that religious upbringing was wrong. It's just sometimes as we begin to claim our power and need to break free, there needs to be another option and choice without being made wrong. All of a sudden, yes. And so as we break free of some of those myths of the upbringing, of the religions, of the wounded child, of the dysfunctional home, of the non-positive atmosphere, you begin to realize that I am not the wounded child, but rather I'm a child of God. That rather I am not limited by what was, but I am inspired by the potential of what exists. I know that there is a rapturous song inside of me that is waiting to be sung, that I am no longer bound by the limitations of my thinking or my parents or my upbringing, but I am limitless because I'm an expression of God, and I have been given a birthright when I arrived in this world, a stamp on the forehead that says, I am that I am. And when I was born, there was a star in the heavens just like you guys. And when you showed up, the light was in your eyes and your heart just shined with the presence of God. And this world was uplifted because you had arrived here. And the good that you bring, it's not based upon the genes moving through your blood system or your genetic DNA or your positive childhood environment or being tall and blonde, but rather it is because there's something inside inside of you that is no longer battling nature versus nurture, but rather realizing that you are a force of nature, if you would. You're a force of nature that brings with it an expression and a gift for humanity, and that you are a tsunami of light and genius that this world has been hungering for. But you must identify with that. And that's what prayer is. What are you identifying with? Prayer can be that simple. Am I identifying with that vibrancy of life? Or am I thinking I need to beg for greater good? Am I identifying with the circumstances or with the genius of my being? Am I allowing the circumstances to make so much noise that the cacophony of this world does not allow my heart to be heard? Am I identifying with the wonder of God as a child of God, or with what people have told me along the path that don't realize that which I am? Am I identifying with my spirit or with my ghost? And I'm willing to leave my past be in the past. Or am I going to step up? Because I'll tell you, you've got this intuitive aspect of your being. This intuitive aspect of who you are is continuously trying to get your attention. You've got this reasoning mind. It's doing its job. You know, and this reasoning mind and the logic mind is a wonderful gift of this world. And it's the combination of the intelligence and the intuition that make the magic happen. But what happens is this reasoning, logical mind begins to take over the dominant role within your life and begins to defend its turf. And all of a sudden, it is not listening to the intuitive, because the intuitive side wants you to go out and explore and get curious about possibilities that you haven't really looked at before. And the reasoning mind, its job is to keep you in the familiar territory. It's to keep you locked into the past or into those hypnotic trances that you were brought up in, because this is what is familiar. But that intuitive self says, hey, check this out. Look what's going on. There's a greater possibility here. In the mind says, whoa, but my world's working. Don't stir it up. It could work better. But and all of a sudden, the energy begins to hold it in place. And what eventually happens is there is a breakdown or a crisis in your body or in your world of affairs or you're in relationship that is a life crisis that will often bring you to your knees. And it takes an outside event to have you move from where it is that you have become comfortable and familiar and stuck and haven't been growing lately. And so at this crossroad, this collision, this intersection of intuition and reason, there is a and things are moved. And you can make those choices in your life before that collision. You can decide what it is and where it is that you are going. You are the one who's, see, that one individual makes the difference in your life. You've got to listen to that. And if you're having difficulty because the circumstances of your world, the pain that is within your body, the challenges within the finances, or the lack of love or intimacy in relationship is just gripping your mind and it's all you can see, you've got to come to realize that there is something greater. The vastness of the evening skies with its infinite possibilities knows how to take care of this, but I've got to have a faith. I have got to have a trust in this loving expression of life, not the wrathful, judgmental one, but I've got to have a faith and a trust and a patience for it to unfold, because what is going on today has its purpose in tomorrow. And when I realize that even though today may be stirred up a little bit, I've got to understand that, you know what, that if I love where I'm at, even if it's not lovable, I just trust that Spirit is here. I can turn this tumultuous time into a holy time. I can turn the ground I stand upon into holy ground. The transformation takes place, but there is one person, that is you, that has got to know that about the circumstance that is vying for your attention to grip your mind. And if you can't do that, and times arrive in our life when we can't do that for ourselves. It happens. That's why we're here. If it didn't happen, we'd be out of here. Practitioners, spiritual practitioners have been trained in the art of prayer. Keep it simple, to know the spiritual truth that there is no separation. That's the one answer. There is no separation. There's not God and pain. There's not God and scarcity. There's God. And sometimes in our life, you need that one person to remind you. You know, Thich Nhat Hanh, Vietnamese Buddhist monk, he tells the analogy of the boat people leaving Vietnam during the 70s in the war. They would overcrowd a boat, and then they'd hit a storm or piracy, and there'd be total mayhem. And what he would say, if the whole boat freaked out, those weren't his words, but they would be if he was in our culture, but, there'd be a problem. They wouldn't survive. But if one person in that group could remember the truth, if one person could be that catalyst to remind everyone, they would be okay. That's what practitioners do. That's what the practitioners has done for this spiritual community for 25 years. When we have hit times, how are we going to buy this place, refinance this place? You know, whatever it is, they have known the truth. That is the power. See, Ernest Holmes tells us that prayer is not overcoming God's reluctance. It's actively accepting. It's actively taking hold of that feeling when you're walking along the beach and feeling good, when you're flying through the skies or surfing on the wave or skiing down a mountain. It's actively just taking hold of that field that just feels so right, not needing to direct. It's not my will. It's not my idea. It is thy will. It's that which guides all that night sky, forward. If I can surrender to that, something can happen that is beyond my human awareness. That little dot in this white field, in this sanctuary, in this whole universe. We've all heard stories. Right? There was one in the paper about a paraplegic mom who was outside with her baby girl. And this baby girl fell into the swimming pool, unable to swim. And she's in her wheelchair. And somehow she wheeled her wheelchair into the pool, miraculously somehow grabbed her little baby girl who couldn't swim and pulled herself up to the side of the pool and held on to the side for hours with her little baby girl until somebody came along to rescue them both. Where does that come from? What I do know is wherever that comes from, it's the same place it will come from for you. It is about knowing, it is about believing, and that our world gives us the opportunity to rise up to the next level of self-expression. Our world and the goings on in our world is our schoolhouse, if you would. It is our lesson plan, personally catered for us. Are you listening? Or do you need that collision at the intersection between your reasoning mind and your intuition to get your attention? Oh yeah, I'll make a change. Choice is yours. There was this old salty sailor who loved smoking his pipe until his parrot began to cough, this continual cough. And he thought, well, you know what, maybe my pipe smoking. He quit smoking his pipe, but the parrot kept coughing, so he took his parrot to the vet. Probably went to see Dr. Herb Tanzer. And it took his parrot to the vet, and the vet examined this parrot and came back and said, I've exhausted examination. There is nothing wrong with this bird's respiratory system or its lungs. All it's doing is mimicking back the cough of its pipe smoking odor. And that's what our life does, is it just reflects back. That's what our children do. You don't need to teach them. They're watching you, right? Where'd you learn that one, Callie? No, it's life does. It is a mirror. And what happens, though, is rather than being current and aware of what life is telling us about, so we can be free to step into that wonderful vibration of that God frequency that just feels so right, what happens is that from the past, we're not free from the past. We're bringing forward some of that psychic energy, heaviness. It's like a psychic weight that has been brought forward, and we remain, when you are have not completed what was there, you get stuck in time. You get stuck in a spot in time with this energetic weight that is around you that you have got to continuously feed. And where do you feed it but your present day energy to keep it going? And as you feed it enough, it wants more because it's growing. And all of a sudden, this growth shows up as a growth in your body. Or it shows up as a malignant something in your life, in your world. All of a sudden, you have got this that's demanding more energy. And where do you get the energy? But from today, you use your present day life force to feed this. And you no longer, it's like a bad debt that is accruing more and more and more and demanding more of what you're earning today, which is for you to create your newness. Remember, I make all things new, but somehow I'm not making it new because I haven't taken care of what was. What I need to do is walk along the beach, connect with that spirit once again, and allow that spirit to purge out anything unlike itself, to set forth that field and have it slip off like Teflon. It can't stick to God when you are in that God place. You are the one, though, who's got to decide what it is you're going to listen to. You're going to listen to the verdict of the physical world, or the spiritual truth that has come from the beginning of recorded time from the mystics, even if we're calling it new thought. It's ancient wisdom. It is repeatable. Our prayer, that mystical connection with oneness, that's what makes all things new. You let go of what was. It doesn't matter what was. It doesn't matter, good or bad. That's judgment. You let it go because now is where that new life force is showing up. You know, the Buddha had to leave the beautiful palace before he could become enlightened or awake. Jesus said, I make all things new by the renewing of our mind. Mother Teresa gave us a real simple way to pray. I don't know if she meant it as a way to pray, but seeing everything this week I'm looking at in terms of prayer, she gave us a simple way to pray. She said, don't let anything disturb you. God is sufficient. Wow, very simple. Don't let anything disturb you. God is sufficient. Always. Didn't say God's sufficient sometimes, you know, except for when the doctor says this. No, God is sufficient. Yeah, except for, you know, this situation. No, God is sufficient. So for you to experience that in a greater way, I just encourage you to look for these little divine cameos of God showing up in your life. Oh yeah, there he is. Or there it is. Or there she is. I think I get rid of the pronoun. But you know, there's spirit. There's life. There's a smile. There's a person that's shining. Their eyes are bright and ablaze with the glory of God. And as you begin to recognize these cameos of God, there's more and more God sightings. And before long, what you're doing is you are walking along the beach wherever you are in your life, feeling good, calling forth the presence, having things work, living with ease and grace, and knowing that all that is needed is taken care of because God is sufficient. I love you. Thank you. Hey. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Marianne Lewis back to the stage.
To bring our New Age wisdom to traditional songs sometimes. And so you just open your heart. I'm singing this about you.
When I in awesome wonder consider all have made. I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my loving God in me, how great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my loving God as me, how great thou art, how great thou art. When through the woods and forest glades I wander and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees, when I look down from a lofty mountain grandeur and hear the brook and feel the gentle breeze, then sings my soul, my loving God in me, how great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my loving God in me, how great thou art, how great thou art. The Christ has come with shout of acclamation. I am at home and joy has filled my heart. I shall bow down in humble adoration and here proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my loving God in me, how great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my loving God as me, how great thou art, how great thou
Mary Ann Lewis, thank you. Thank you. Oh my. Whew. How great thou art. That is beautiful. Oh my. That feels so good. Hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to unite together in our givingness. Together we have created this community. Together for 25 years at this moment, we have come together to sustain this vision that has been known as Seaside, that has created this space for family to come and to celebrate, to remember, to connect, to heal. And so this is the time we pause in the course of our week to remember God in our life and to feel that movement of the Spirit within and listen to that intuitive self that wants to continue to support Spirit's work showing up. Because your gift makes a difference. It is significant in the ongoing continuation of what is going on. So, with that, listen. say yes to that and know that your activity becomes the activity of God's abundant expression as your life. You cannot outgive Spirit. You're dealing with the vastness of it all. So you get to decide how it and what level it shows up. So with that, I'd like to invite our ushers to come forward this time. I want to say thank you to this wonderful crew. And thank you to those who mail in your contributions when you cannot be here on a Sunday, as well as those that remember us with the auto tithe, that regular systematic support from your world into this one. It is greatly appreciated. Hey guys, come on up. Oh, Mel, come on, go on. We're still got some more work going on here. We got that prayerful side of things to take care of here. And how fabulous that all of you are here. You know, if anybody wants to be involved with the usher and greeting, it is just something we're always looking for. It is a fun piece. So, talk to me. I'd love to get you hooked up to assist us to greet people. It's a great spot. But right now we're greeting the abundant expression of God. As I stand here in the presence of the most generous spiritual communities, I'm filled with a gratitude and appreciation and awesome wonder for that divine expression that continues to have its way. For what I know that each and every one of us becomes that divine vortex, that point of a connection from the abundant, infinite reservoir that is forever seeking expression, and each of us becomes that divine expression. We become that tsunami of light and abundant expression of good, for truly all good rises in the world around us because we become that conduit of God's love and light and glory. So knowing that our individual lives have been blessed and been enriched, we come from the sense of blessing and gratitude and share that blessing and gratitude in the world in which we walk and we move, and send forth this abundant offering in ways that allow it to continue to ripple out to life. I say thank you, Father, Mother God, for this moment of realization and the opportunity to be the expression of God. So with love in my heart, I say thank you, and I let it go, and I trust, and so it is. Amen. And together, let us say our affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Those are the guys from Seaside. Just turn it up. And as I stand in this beautiful bounty of this ever-expressing and expanding good, I know truly that this gift has been given in love and is received and taken care of in good stewardship and set forth into the world in ways that make a profound difference to support the spiritual expression and expansion of God. So grateful for the abundant flow that moves in all of our world. I just say thank you for this opportunity to recognize, to pause, and to remember to that which gives us the power to experience the wealth. And so it is. Amen. All right. Thank you, Bill. All right, treasurer, Seaside, and back on the board for a second go-around, so we appreciate that in you. Hey, I mentioned music. Marianne Lewis, wonderful to have you share a Sunday morning with us. It's really great. Wonderful. Thank you, thank you. Reverend Fran, bless you for your wonderful artistic direction. Dr. Christina, thank you for sharing a Sunday morning with us. Hey, giving us sound is Ed. Giving us the visuals is Marv. Know that there are CDs available right after the service. Special shout out to Tim giving us this live streaming. People around the planet are watching what's going on here. So hello to all of our home viewers, and thank you for joining us today. Hey, there's a lot going on at Seaside. Like this week, we've got new classes starting, so plan to come be part of that. Let's see, Samantha, I know you said you're taking people out today, but I think you got a sign-up sheet for the 2030 crowd to go listen to some music sometime. So anybody's interested in partying with that group, there's Samantha. See here. What's that? Oh, yeah, she can't do that. And Bob, thank you. My goodness, what a poem you gave us. Wow. And let's see, next Sunday, big Sunday, Earth Day Sunday here at Seaside. The women's group has created all sorts of support to help us see ways in which we can step up and make a difference and answers to questions on how we can be of a benefit. There's going to be displays all over the family room next week on what's going on our planet and what it is we can do. They're bringing solutions that we can do in our individual lives. So plan to be part of that. Eve has got a wonderful talk trained by Al Gore, is going to be sharing her wisdom and insights here. Also, our practitioner interns are going to be leading a workshop on the labyrinth, so there's a lot of activity next Sunday, but I got to tell you, today is the Sunday it's going on. As soon as I'm done talking here, we have got Supervisor Dave Roberts outside ready to read his proclamation, and Deputy Mayor, and I think, Jim, we even have cucumber sandwiches to enjoy after that, so I know that will excite you. That's good, that's good. So we are truly excited about that. So I'm going to pray. And healing has been the thrust of this movement since its conception. I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners that are here to please stand. Invite all of us to feel that upliftment of life force and energy, knowing that truly the blessings of the divine is upon this moment. And just as I can feel that good feeling walking along the beach or in the mountains, I have that same kind of resonance going on right now inside of who I am. For truly what unfolds in my field of awareness is that divine life force that birthed me into expression, that first cause, that's something that created all things. I know right now is creating anew in this realization, in this revelation, this moment of divine inspiration for the truth of being is one of wholeness. And that body in which I reside, that body in which all of us walk this world and knows how to return itself to that state of wholeness and well-being, that it absolutely works in complete cooperation to bring about that perfect expression in the body, in the mind, in the soul, in the spirit, in the world of affairs. The body knows how to return to its place of comfort. In the world that has been stirred because we are walking in this life, I know right now knows how to bring it back to center and a place of peace. As the 46th Proverb says, "Oh, I may endure a night of weeping, in the morning joy comes." The morning has come. The new day has arrived. Now is the moment that healing takes place in the world of our individual affairs in ways that are right and real. Surrender to this shift that is taking place. And if there's anything you haven't quite let go of, any of that psychic, energetic stuff that has locked you in the time of the past, lift it. If you know anybody in your world that could use a healing going on, lift them into this light and know that there is a healing that is taking place, that the non-local aspect of mind is infinite, and this expression of God moves to wherever that invitation is, and that alignment takes place and the wholeness happens. And for this, I am grateful. I'm grateful that every prayer in our prayer request chest is answered, not only in the realm of mind, but in the field of expression. Grateful to know that Seaside continues to grow, it continues to thrive, it continues to prosper because the members of this community move to an ever greater conscious connection with that infinite source. Grateful to see the good happening here and now. In this moment, the fresh aliveness and energy is released to create from here today. The past is done, and the glory of that which is awaiting calls. I am grateful for this vision to see, to feel, to sense. I'm appreciative for the realization of truth that has its way in our individual lives as wholeness in ways that are relevant. So I let go, I trust, I believe, I surrender, not my way, but thy way, where it's God's will. So I let go and let it be. And so it is.
Ooh, there was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I did not know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged and trying to make it through just one more day, you gotta let it go. Let it all go. And this is what we have to say. Come. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know there's no more struggle, no more strife, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know that I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. And there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I am only here for God. Seaside, I believe. No, 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 no more struggle, no more strength. See the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for. I'm only here for God.
All right, sounding good. Hey, and after the affirmation and grace song, I'm going out the side door to our wonderful celebration gardens. But first, Spirit expresses as me. Together, Spirit expresses as me. Touch your heart and say that. Spirit expresses as me. One more time, really mean it. Spirit expresses as me. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love, I'm living in peace, I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. As one family, we honor all truth. As together we walk, God's grace moves through
through me, and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. Ooh, we are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in Amen, amen, hallelujah. Let's go to the garden, everybody. Let's go out and see what's happening in the gardens. Let's go to the gardens. Go to the garden and see Christian. How are you? How are you?
spectacular Sunday in town. Yes, sir. Lynn, Magnolia next week, so. When did I pick it up?